What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Casper's Kicks checking in once again. Appreciate y'all for stopping in, showing love to the channel. So, oh Lord, today was a very interesting day, I'm not gonna lie. So I had to kind of switch up the plans I had for a video today, and of course this is my second video post today, which is the first time I'm posting two. But I had done all my early reviews, and so I was going to post another video tomorrow, either of some pairs I picked up earlier in the week, or I was going to finally talk about the DJ Khaled 5s that are set to come out at some point. We don't have a release date for them, but I believe we have like 8 colorways of those. So I was going to make a video over those, and then today happened. And if you are not familiar with what dropped today, we had the Union Jordan 2s drop, and let me tell you, this drop was absolutely terrible. And some way, somehow, I still ended up hitting a pair on Union's site, but before I was able to do that, this drop was absolutely ridiculous. Like, this is probably the worst drop we've had this year so far. And honestly, I think Union has had the top 2 worst drops, because the Union Dunks that dropped a couple weeks ago, that release was terrible as well. So I don't know what Union is on, but that's what I'm going to talk about today, because just so much went on during this release earlier today. So to start, the shoes were supposed to drop at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So of course they did drop. And as always, what Union has been doing is they switch up the domain. So even though you're on the website, it'll take you to a different website domain to actually purchase the shoes on. So I was ready to go. I had my phone with me. I had my laptop with me, just so I could potentially try and get both colorways of the shoes, because you could only cop one color on that one account. So I was ready to go just in case I was able to get either one or the other, or however it was. So I get in there, things are going good so far. I'm like, I don't want clothing or anything like that. I just want the shoes. So I go in, I'm on my laptop because I want to focus on one device first. So I get in line, get 11.5, and I'm in line in queue. They had the captcha, they had the picture about whatever, pick the traffic lights or whatever it was. Simple stuff. Everything was going smoothly. I get in queue. I have 5 minutes in the queue time before I could check out. So I'm like, 5 minutes is kind of that, it's in between, like you could hit or you couldn't hit. It's just kind of a wait and see with what's going to happen. So I'm chilling with my 5-minute queue. In the meantime, I go to my phone, and then I get back in line for the Gray Fog colorway, just in case I don't get the Rattan colorway on my laptop. So I get to under a minute left, and I swear to you, I have probably, like, in the time that it hit under a minute, I probably had about like 10 or 20 seconds left, and then it updated to sold out, and then that is just when everything just went to crap. Like, so the 11.5 sells out. Okay, cool, I'm gonna try for a different size. So I get out of queue, and then I go remove the shoes from my cart. I try to add another size to my cart, and then go check out, and I get a error that doesn't let me add the shoes to cart or go to queue. So I'm gonna put up a screenshot of what that error was, but it was like a 404 error. Let me see. It said 404 page not found. This page you were looking for does not exist, and it says continue shopping. So I tried to add the shoes to cart like 3 or 4 more times, and it was having no luck adding anything shoe related to my cart. So I flipped to my phone, and my phone was still in line, and eventually the same thing is sold out on there. So I went out, tried out another size, and got the same error on my phone. And I was like, what is going on? So I switched over to my desktop and go on a Union website, the same thing, waiting queue. I think I waited like 8 minutes and ended up getting the same error to where I wasn't able to add anything to cart. So I'm lost. I'm confused as to what's going on. So I'm still trying on all 3 devices. And eventually, I believe it was my phone, I was able to finally get in. I got through the queue. Had a size in my cart that I was going to be able to purchase. So I enter all of my information, my shipping information, and then I get to the payment page, and that is when we hit the next problem with this drop. So I enter my payment information, hit pay now, and I was like, okay, I'm good. I made it to this site. Like, this is a dub. I'm about to get a pair. Cool, let's go. And then all of a sudden, I get this next screenshot, and it says there was an issue processing your payment. Try again or use a different payment method. And I kid you not, I tried to enter my card like 3 or 4 different times. I'm like, I have money on this card, so I know everything is good to go. We're all green over here. But I kept getting the same payment processing error. I got it like 3 times, and the next time I did it, the page ended up just spinning, and I was like, bro, what is the problem? So I checked Twitter because I was like, I can't be the only one having these issues. I see so many people with payment processing issues. People had their card charged, but they didn't know if it was a ghost charge or if it was a legitimate charge from Union. People were just like, what is going on? And so basically what ended up happening, Union ended up basically shutting down the release, and they put out some information, like they put up the password page back up, so it just said, please stand by. And then they put out some information, and basically what they said, PSA, we're aware of the technical difficulty at checkout and working on resolving it. Our bot protection worked a bit too good on this one. So it's like, I get the bot protection, but it's like, Jesus, even the manual users are having issues, and they think we're bots trying to get pairs when it really is just manual users trying to get in. So at that point, they shut down the release, and they were going to release them again. I believe it was 9:30 a.m. Cali time, so 11:30 Central time. So, and I think at that time it was probably about 11 or so. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me reset. Let me get back into re-release mode, because at that point it had been over an hour, and at that point I was about done trying to cop the shoes. I'm not even gonna lie. So 11:30 rolls back around, and I'm like, okay, let me try this again. So I go back, I try to add the shoes to cart, and I start getting errors again. And so this next error, there was a problem loading this website. Try refreshing the page. If the site still doesn't load, please try again in a few minutes. So I was at that point, like when I got that error, I was like, bro, this is not happening right now. So somehow, I don't know how, but I went back and just randomly selected a size. I think it was a 9.5 in the Rattan and the Jordan 2 Rattan, and I was able to get through. I got my shipping info in, I got my payment info in. I really thought I was gonna have a payment processing error again, but it ended up going through, and so I ended up copying. And then right after that, like everything was sold out. The Great Falls was sold out already. So somehow I was able to cop a pair, even after all this crap that went on with the drop. But like I said, this release was just, it was ridiculous. Like I can't even. I know I hit, but I'm still like, I'm just making a video over what my experience was, and I know so many other people had the same experience trying to cop pairs of these Jordan 2s today. It was like ridiculous. Like it blows my mind how Union went from probably having one of the best releases when it came to the Union 4s when they dropped the Guavas and the Off Noirs, to now this release was just terrible. Like this was probably, I would have to rank this as the worst release so far of 2022. Just because there was so many errors and just payment processing issues, and it was just ridiculous. Like if you go on Twitter and just look up Union 2, you can see all the people that had their cards charged multiple times. Like people having 500 plus in charges on their card just because it's a card hold. Union tried to process the payment and it didn't go through. So overall, man, it was just an eventful morning trying to cop the Jordan 2s. Hopefully, I think the Rattan colorway is the Union exclusive, so I'm assuming we'll get the Great Fog on sneakers at some point. So if you're interested in the Jordan 2s, then that will hopefully be the next route, is via sneakers, or if you did any raffles anywhere else to try and enter for these Jordan 2 Unions. But it was I was just sitting, I was like, oh my God, what is going on? Like, it was just terrible trying to cop this morning. But I'm curious to know, did y'all have these same experiences trying to cop the Union 2s this morning? And I'm sure a lot of y'all did, so I'm very curious to see how y'all's day ended up. Like, were you still able to cop, or, you know, how did it go? I know a lot of people ended up having success copping pairs today, so that's good. I didn't hear too much about bots going crazy on Union website, so I'm curious to see like if you bought, did you have success, or were there more manual success? I think from what I'm hearing, there was more manual success. It was just crazy trying to actually cop the pairs this morning. So I'm curious to know, like I said, let me know in the comments how the day fared for y'all. Were you able to cop a pair, or was it just too much crap going on to where you had the errors and the payment processing issues and the whole 9 yards trying to actually cop a pair of Jordan 2 Unions this morning? And like I said, hopefully they release on sneakers. I still want to get a personal pair. I just want to try them on feet to get an idea of how they look and how they feel, because I don't know Jordan 2s in my collection. So maybe one of these days I'll look around and see if I can find some. I've seen resale prices between like $400 to $500 right now. So people are taxing on these, and honestly, I don't know if they're gonna stay that high just because it's a Jordan 2, and y'all know how people get with Jordan 2s. Like we never get Jordan 2. So I'm curious to see how things will play out with the resale of these Union Jordan 2s. But like I mentioned earlier, let me know in the comments how your day went. Were you able to cop a pair? Were you not able to? And then let me know your experience with trying to cop on Union today. Was it terrible? Was it trash? I'm curious to know, just because I want to hear how other people fared today on Union's website. But as always, I appreciate y'all for stopping in. Hopefully I can get some other videos out over these shoes that I picked up and then the DJ Khaled 5s, if you're unaware of what is going on with that. But as always, appreciate y'all for stopping in. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, please. It helps the algorithm. It helps the channel get more exposure. Trying to grow the channel, so hit that like button if you have not already. Turn on the notification bell so you can stay up to date when I post new content. But as always, hope y'all have a great Easter weekend. Enjoy being with your family, whatever you're going to be doing. But I'll catch y'all in the next video.